Hello, everyone. Welcome to WeedSpeek. Tonight, I will be hosting. My name is Trisha Mullin. I'm from the 420 Smoke Room. I'm so excited to be here. I have someone who will be joining me shortly to also kind of help host tonight with me a little bit and just chat. Not so much of host, so much of say, but I just wanted to tell you a little bit about what the 420 Smoke Room is. We have a podcast show where we talk about cannabis and our fight for cannabis, what the laws are, what other activists are currently doing in their community to try to make marijuana legal. We talk about our love for cannabis, growing, tips, trades, kind of whatever comes to our mind. We do live sessions. We have random open mic nights depending on what's going on that week and how many shows we have. We vary every week and every day, so definitely tune in and check us out over in the 420 Smoke Room on Relevant and our Vibe. I would greatly appreciate that. We also have giveaways taking place. We are a few members away from 100, and when we get to 100, we plan on doing a $100 giveaway. For those of you who have already entered, it'll only be exclusive for the first 100 members. We have a lot of good things and great things happening over there. Yes. I was wondering if anybody here is also interested in joining the chat or anything like that as well. We do open mic night over there, so whenever I go live, I'm always offering others to join. So I was just messaging the person trying to see where they're at. They're running obviously a little bit behind. We're in different time zones. I'm hoping that eFlow, he's a rapper, he'll be joining us tonight, I'm hoping, is the plan. If not, then we'll be moving forward. So anybody who wants to roll up, smoke, get your blunt, your joint, your bong, your bowl, whatever ready, definitely suggest you to do so. So eFlow is also from Texas. When he comes on, we'll be talking about the laws in Texas. I also talk about the laws in Texas with several other people. It seems like Texas is more behind than other states when it comes to legalization of marijuana. We're here in Michigan, where I'm located. We are recreational legal. We are medical legal. So we're pretty fully legal, I would definitely say. So the laws here are far more advanced, I would say, than most of the Texas laws where they have like the teacup and stuff like that right now that they're fighting to get that changed, hopefully, even though they just got it approved. It doesn't make sense. And then we're also discussing other states that constantly in there, depending on where each visitor, when they go live with us, are from, we kind of discuss how we could get it more legal. So definitely tune in over there. Those are some great informations and great podcast shows that we've done. Definitely check out those replays. What else is going on in the neighborhood? Let's see. My friend said they're having trouble getting on for some reason. Let's see. Is it maybe the mic? I don't know if I have to fix the setting. Let's see. I don't think I can do that though. Nope. I hope that they can join. If not, we'll have to move forward. I was expressing that to them. I'm sorry for the small delays. I feel so unprofessional right now, but because this isn't my normal room, I can't manage it the way that I would normally do so. So I'm not really sure what to do at this point. Other than tell them to try again. So, let's see. We also have an awesome Valentine's Day giveaway going on right now in the 420 Smoke Room Vibe. It actually ends today at 11 tonight as well. You just have to show proof that you're in the relevant group to me somehow, some way, shape, or form. As long as you're in our relevant vibe, you'll be entered. We have a $20 giveaway taking place. Other than that, that's about it. Hither he's in the wrong vibe. He's in our vibe, the 420 vibe. He has to get over here to this vibe. So he'll be joining us in just a second. I'm sorry for the delays as we work out our technical difficulty issues. But I promise you it'll be worth it. I see that Wendy right now has a giveaway right now. If someone posts a number between 1 and 420, they are entered in the giveaway. So if you're listening live in the WeedSpeek, definitely drop a comment below 1 through 420 to enter into her giveaway. I'm not sure what she has going on for her giveaway, but I'm sure it's awesome and sweet. Her prizes are always fabulous. Let's see. What else is going on? Any other new events? Let's see. I know that Wendy also has lots of awesome shows coming up every day of the week. This show is definitely taking off. I'm really excited to be a part of the opportunity as it grows, to be here. I'm hoping that my guests could arrive so we could move forward with our interview. It's really, technical difficulties can always be a burden at times, but when they work out, it all plays out great. He says he's able to join now, so hopefully let's see if he can. And it said the mic is open now. Hello, are you out there? Hello? Alrighty. Sorry, everyone. We are back now together. We had a little bit of technical difficulties trying to get him to join and get the app to work right for him. But we are here now. Welcome, eFlow 420.
How you doing?
Go ahead. Tell everyone who you are and what it is you do.
How you doing? My name is eFlow 420. I'm a musician. I make music. I also produce and write songs. That's one of my passions. I do. Something that comes from my heart. It's nice to meet y'all.
Awesome. So I want to kind of talk about how did the 420 part of your rap name occur and what led you into cannabis. A little more detailed though.
Okay. The 420 came from my background of having ADHD. I've always I've been diagnosed with that since I was probably 12 years old. So I use marijuana in order to self-medicate and to help me maintain my everyday life. I feel like it's something that it really helps me to concentrate, especially with me writing music. Sometimes writing music can be very difficult whenever when you can't really control the way you're thinking, and just ideas stack on top of ideas. So it's a lot of information in order to try to jot down. So that's one of the reasons why I started freestyling in the first place was because of that, because I've always constantly thinking all the time.
So how old were you when you started smoking cannabis?
I was probably around, if we could be honest about it, I was probably around 13, 14 years old. Probably a little bit too early, I feel, if it was my children, but that's something that, you know what I mean, it was presented to me. I had older cousins around me, and so, yeah, it's been that long.
So at what age did you feel it went from, like, just a recreational use to a medical use for you?
I say whenever I got older, and I used to, see, my main profession is always if I have a skilled trade, so I've always been a welder. And that's what I used to fund myself in this journey. But I used to be going through a lot of mass anxiety and a lot of worrying about things that were going on, paying this, paying that, all kinds of different things like that. So whenever I got to my adulthood, I'd probably say around 18, 19 years old. Then whenever things started to pile on top of my back, that's whenever I really started to use it for other reasons besides just, oh, let's party, let's have a good time. I mean, I feel like you wake up in the morning and you get a little smoke here and there. It really does help to curve for the rest of the morning, the rest of the day, and that's really what I've been doing for many years now. It helps me just to maintain my emotions.
So at this point, pharmaceutical wise, I know, like we've discussed, you're no longer pharmaceutical. you no longer use any pharmaceuticals. But at what point did you make that decision?
Uh, a lot later than what I should have, I feel. We used to take a lot of pills, and I thought that was what I should have been doing, you know what I mean? But, those things are eating away at your liver and whatnot, even something as simple as Tylenol. And so it wasn't until I got into my older adulthood, probably around 28, that I started to actually care about what I was putting in my body, and decided, things should be, that I should really be filtering more what goes into my body in order to just taking what they say is best for you to take. It doesn't always pile up to be the best results for, every individual.
No, I totally agree.
Regardless of what a doctor says, or regardless of what a doctor says.
Right, because how are you supposed to mix all those medications and
Exactly.
together at one time when one is prescribed for this or that, but then like I have all these things together, and then you have me mixing all these things together, and I don't really feel like they should all be mixed either. I feel like the outcome is overbearing on the body, and that's why we're
too.
And that's why cannabis works so well, because it takes all of that off. So then when we relieve ourselves from pharmaceuticals on top of it, the cannabis has full effect to work. Because I kind of feel like pharmaceuticals block it to a percentage, depending on which pharmaceuticals, But that's just my personal feeling and belief on my own battles and paths.
I always felt like you're, when you're taking pharmaceuticals, you're taking something to help with one thing that affects something else. So now you got a problem with that too. So it's not just, now it's not the problem that you were taking their medicine originally for. Now you don't mess something else up. So now you're having a side effect over here, so now you got to take another medicine.
Oh, you're
before you know it,
right.
you're taking 3 or 4 medicines in order to cover up pains.
Seems like you've been through that pharmaceutical company and the whole process before.
Yeah, well, that's basically the life of taking pharmaceutical pills. I mean, like I said, I had my older brother. He got really bad with hydrocodone before, and to the point where he almost OD'd, and he finally stopped messing with that. But that was a very scary moment of time in my life, in my family's life. My brother had gotten really bad on him. He had hurt his back powerlifting, and he always had a problem with his back. And he got prescribed those pills, and he never looked back. He just kept doing more and more.
Kept doing whatever the doctor said was okay.
He was a big guy. My older brother's real big. He's a big old dude, and he's a football playing defensive lineman. So he thought that he could take all that. I guess more and more and more just added to him taking more. You know how the tolerance builds up in those things.
Right.
And so so yeah, that was just a bad experience in life, and that's why I'm always against all that. I don't like any idea about putting medicine in your body.
So what made you do the leap of adding 420 to your rep name and making sure, like, emphasizing those together and pulling that whole one entity into another?
The whole name came together because my name is actually Eric Anthony Flores. So you got E and you got Flo, but I was always known for freestyling when I was young. Ever since I was probably around 14 years old, I have been freestyling at parties, and just when I heard the beat, and I just can't help it. When the beat starts going off, I just get this urge inside of me, and I just want to say something. And when somebody else joins in, it's even better. I love that. But with that said, I just took my first name, E, and then I just took the flow that was in my heart. And the 420 was just always something that I was always, I've always been known for smoking marijuana. That's just who I am. I'm not even ashamed about it anymore. I used to be nervous because my email address, my dad had told me one time, my dad, he was really good against marijuana. One time he used to say it made me stupid. And and whenever he saw I had my email as eflow420.com, he was like, "You're going to have that? That's not very professional." So,
well, he didn't grow up in our time now, because nowadays that's on everyone's email. It would look.
Yeah, nobody cares no more. But when he was telling me this, he made me change my email. So I used to think about like the way that mass America thinks about marijuana. Well, not as these days, but you still got the laws, so many laws against it, and people are getting in a lot of trouble for small amounts of marijuana, which don't make no sense at all. I always used to be real nervous about putting my name out there, but I used to just call myself E-Flow, but my love for marijuana is what motivated me in order to connect the two and just put them together and make it all just one pool. Because when you say my name, it's Eric for the E, Flow for what I do, and the 420 is, how I live my life. I live it, one blunt joint at a time.
Definitely. So when you said about the laws and stuff, I know you and I have spoke a little bit. So how were you receiving marijuana as you were growing up? Like, what was your ways of going to get it, and how do you go get it now versus?
Well, there was there was always a neighborhood dealer. Everybody knew somebody back then.
But like,
You
was
know,
it legal where you were growing up, and is it legal where you are now per se?
no, see, I grew up in the streets of South Texas, so it's always, and I don't think it's ever gonna be legal in Texas. I just don't think so.
No, they did
They
just get
get
that
off,
teacup law that I discussed with Lori
man.
and Steve most of the time, but they're not fully legal yet. My goal is to hopefully see them become legal over the next 3 to 5 years. I hope.
I really would love that. I really would love that, but I would be honest, if that state got legal, that'd be almost like Jesus walking out of the sky.
Well, first they
Because
have
they
to
are,
get they're trying to first they need to try to be able to get the rights to vote, and that'll change so many things because so many people have
sure,
so many causes
sure.
of their own to vote for. Then maybe they would have a chance of marijuana being legal because they could actually make a vote and have a say so. So I think that they got a couple
Yeah,
things they got to change before they can actually make change in their real goal. They got to do some mixing and mastering over there with the regulations and the way that people vote,
yeah,
because they don't actually have a vote or a say so. So it's kind of
yeah,
like the government running with like a dictatorship. I personally feel, without actually saying it in those forms, because they have their own policies, but they're not the same as every other governor's policies. And you can't petition the government. You can't do this. You can't. There's so many things you can't do that are our actual constitutional rights as U.S. citizens. So it kind of contradicts the whole government, I feel. But I feel very.
yeah.
I feel like
I feel
Texas is
like
on an ancient
today,
plan.
in today's age, in today's age, I feel like the way things have gone, ever since Colorado had, turned legal and then it leapt over there to Nevada, and now it's spreading all over the place like wildfire. I just feel like if Texas is going to do it, they're probably going to be one of the last states. And
Oh,
that's
I
my home
totally
state.
agree.
I mean, I've always loved Texas. I've always loved them to death. But man, those laws over there, man,
So where
I'm talking about police in general, are just when they search you, they want to damn near put something in there themselves. They're really looking for something. It don't matter how big it is or how little, they're gonna write you a ticket. You're gonna go to court for it. I know because I've gone through these things multiple
Oh
times
yes,
with these
the
people.
justice system is out for whatever financial benefit they can gain, from a
Oh,
broken tail light to
anything.
a joint in your pocket to as far as whatever they could come up with at the time. But what would you say the laws are now where you're at? Like, is it how would you obtain your marijuana where you live now?
Well, right now I'm currently over here in Wyoming, Jackson, Wyoming. I'm over here actually. I got a very good opportunity, so I had to come out here to come check it out. But this state is also where it's illegal here as well. That you would have to travel on to Montana or to Colorado, which is below us, and that's how I would obtain for a
How
dispensary and
far
obtain
would
some
you say
marijuana.
that is a drive just to go get your medication if you went to one of those two locations?
Right now, it's 5 hours. It's 5 hours one way.
So it's a 10-hour round trip without stopping. And that would be in order for you to get, and obviously you wouldn't be getting a daily supply. You would have to get a larger supply because you wouldn't want to come back again until like once a
That's
month
the
type of
idea.
thing or something.
Yes, of course.
Um,
Yeah, that's the idea.
that's a big inconvenience. So how far away do
It
you
is
think that the
really.
state that you're in now will be before it's actually legal enough to where you could go to a dispensary?
I haven't gone over the laws here very often, but I would say that this town is this is a tourist town actually that I'm staying in right now, here in Jackson. But the laws are very very lenient here. Police here, I haven't really seen too many things negative wise have gone on with the police over here. So they realize that they're smashed in between two different states that are legal in marijuana. So I feel like they wouldn't be far behind that. I know some friends of mine that go up to Oregon, and they go up there and go get their supply from that up there in that direction, just because they like a certain dispensary or a
Okay.
certain type.
But you definitely feel like they'll
Oregon.
be on board soon. Definitely sooner than Texas for sure.
Oh yeah, just feel like all these northern states up here are starting to click, and they're all starting to get on the same team. You got Washington, and you got Oregon, and you got, shit. It's a very profitable business for these people. I don't know why these states fight it so much whenever they know it's eventually gonna happen. I mean, it's the only logically smart thing to do is
Definitely.
to is to get this is a whole undiscovered. Well, not really undiscovered anymore because all these states are making so much money from having these dispensaries and whatnot, you know, and in their towns. I mean, in their cities. And I mean, why wouldn't any state want to get involved with that?
Oh yeah, and I'm sure the tax write-offs are amazing. I like that the city's trying to get and do, and to get them involved and pay off on their taxes and all that good stuff. How like the pay-in.
Yeah.
But so let's go to your music for a little bit. I know that you've got a couple tracks that are newer. Would you mind if I played one for everyone to kind of hear a little bit of what your style and flow does sound like?
Sure.
All right. Can I play that Better Think?
Better Think About It? Yeah, that's a good one.
Better Think About It. Let me click here. I'm going to go ahead and play this so you guys can hear a little bit about what his music is like and what his vibe is.
Listen up, man. E-Flow the motherfucking Don, little nigga. All day grinding over here, bro. It's South Texas shit right here, man. Yo, peace and love to ATL, you know what I'm saying? I ain't used to getting defeated like the Patriots, nigga. In the trap, making ends, that's my sanctuary, nigga. When I'm growing up, stretching ends. Feeling bad, cause I never had as much as the other kids. Now I rap, I get quick, I get a rip. Do what it takes, shit, I gotta feed my kids. Watch your mouth, don't talk about what was dead. Go to snitching in and up and make them more rich. 99% wanna see me fall. So they him a cop on my back is the wall. Underestimate, that's a big mistake. Cause a nigga never hesitate to go and break the fucking law. Face a knife, find out what you really about. Done pray so much, I done run my hands raw. All times got me feeling anger, a deeper layer. Forgiveness been deep in my main flow. Ever been up in court with emotion running deep, but they can't run too far cause you shake my hands and feet. Let me tell you something, nigga, if I'm hungry, I'm finna eat. Just a quarter to the week, bought some pants with me. There's a wheel on the way, then fuck it, I gotta go. Put a blade straight to wheel and tell it where the hell to go. I don't give a fuck how hard that I gotta go. The path of my soul already been chosen. Welcome to the streets where these niggas play for keeps. Watches on the prowl when the fools finna eat. Can't close your eyes when you lay down to sleep. But don't you dare try that with me. You better think about it, think about it, think about it, think about it. Man, if you don't wanna die, then you better think about it. Niggas wanna try, bitch, you better think about it. Nigga wanna die, bitch, you better think about it. Nah, I ain't sleeping, homie, I'm just resting. Cause the section run from me, gonna need your gear protection. Streets move quicker than the presidential elections. Rhyme with us, we'll raise any affection. So what I've learned is words can be your weapon. More dangerous, you're little Kai Smith and Wesson. Got your boys more worked up in a yoga session. Or maybe your girl's Gucci after we done sexing. That boy flow will teach you something to know. You ain't making no moves, you ain't making no dough. You niggas sitting still like posing with photos. But my niggas on the ground shipping kilos by truckloads. Tell you niggas we on the way to advance. Cause success without rewards and love without romance. And we trying to see the fruits of a labor. I'm trying to be surrounded the lights and they call it the Holy Savior. Welcome to the streets where these niggas play for keeps. Roaches on the prowl when the fools finna eat. Can't close your eyes when you lay down to sleep. But don't you dare try it with me. You better think about it, think about it, think about it, think about it. Man, if you don't wanna die, then you better think about it. Niggas wanna try, bitch, you better think about it. Niggas on your grind, bitch, you better think about it.
Yeah.
I definitely like that track.
I haven't heard that song in a minute.
It sounds good, don't it?
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I definitely
that song's
like
called
it.
Better Think About It. Y'all can find that on my first mixtape I dropped. It's called Fortunes. That was a really important song to me. I think that's number 2 on that track.
Yep, it says number 2 at the end of the thing when I played it on Spotify.
Yeah, whenever I was putting it on there, I had a number of tracks. I remember that, so that one's gonna have to be one of the ones. That was a more popular song whenever I first dropped it.
I definitely like it. You got a whole vibe to you, that's for sure. I look forward to following you. What kind of other tracks? I know you got a couple more coming up and some songs dropping. Do you want to give us any pre-release names so we could keep our eyes out for you?
Yeah, sure. I got one coming out actually with my first music video. It's gonna be attached to it, and it's called Down to Get It. It's a big hype song. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say that it has the most cultural background to it, but it's gonna be another hype song. That's really something I wanted to do for the fans. But there's another one that's coming out, and it's called Two States, and that one's more of a slower vibe, something that really brings out more lyrical. And that's another track. I got a lot of music coming out that I've had, kind of stowed away for a little while I was going through a bit of a crisis. But now that I got everything lined back up, I can get back on my music, and that's really what I'm looking forward to. So there'll be a lot of music coming out. I just tell them just keep looking out for E-Flow 420 because I ain't never gonna go away. They're gonna have to kill me or put me into prison forever in order to get me to stop making music, and that might not even stop me, to be honest.
That might make you go harder, the prison part, because I know a lot of rappers into rappers that even weren't even rappers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I see that you have another record with Rain Man. What's that about? I was clicking on that.
This one is the Rain Man was something I wrote when I was going through a hard time. It had me thinking about my childhood a lot. And I didn't have a great childhood. My parents did everything I could, and I'll never hold anything against them because they were their own individuals. I don't judge them ever. But my life really wasn't that great as a child, and I had a hard time. So when I wrote this song, I really put a lot of emphasis about just feeling the struggle of it, and not, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's a really important track to me, I'll be honest
Would
with
you mind if I played a glimpse?
Yes, go ahead and play it. That's a really good song. I really like that one.
Alrighty, let me get it open here.
I was raised in the ghetto, remember long nights, sleeping on the floor, nigga, no lights. Dead in the head, time to teach you right advice. See, I want a different life, red again, roll the dice. Time to struggling, time juggling, time to make a change, so I'm hustling, time to double it. If you want it, gotta grab it, man, I wanna live it lavish. Fighting up the hill, turn me to a savage. I done did time, it didn't do me. Snake niggas trying to fool me, man, it been to take the Uzi. Hard times got me hanging with a goosey. Only seeing red nigga like a boosie. Guy hanging on, but I feel fit to lose me. In the pockets got me eyeing on you niggas jewelry. Get your ass on the ground, nigga, with a blues beat. Better give it up for your life, just a story. You can find me on the block, see they call me Rain Man. Fighting through the storm, man, they call me Rain Man. Money in the air, man, I make it rain, man. Oh, you want it drama, then the bullets Rain Man. You can find me on the block, see they call me Rain Man. Fighting through the storm, man, they call me Rain Man. Money in the air, see they call me Rain Man. Oh, you want it drama, then the bullets Rain Man. Show compassion, we go to blasting. So my man's getting life, and his lawyer laughing. What a nigga supposed to do when he was dead to the loose? Fuck rockin' nice shoes, I'm just trying to get some food. Trying to lean on the bread, something better happen soon. Money from the pop shit, we like to take a view. Feel my neck up in the news. I can play by the rules, man. My daughters need it, he need another pair of shoes. You can find me on the block, see they call me Rain Man. Fighting through the storm, man, they call me Rain Man. Money in the air, man, I make it rain, man. When you want it drama, then the bullets Rain Man. You can find me on the block, see they call me Rain Man. Fighting through the storm, man, they call me Rain Man. Money in the air, man, I make it rain, man. When you want it drama, then the bullets Rain Man. See, I took the pad, chasing cash, grab the gang, got a match, had a smile, had a laugh, man, this shit don't never last. Never last, never last, never last. Never see, I took the pad, chasing cash, grab the gang, got a match, had a smile, had a laugh, man, this shit don't never last. Never last, never last, never last.
All right, I just stopped it there a little bit. If anybody wants to hear a little bit more about his tracks or his songs, where would they be able to find you at so they could follow and tune in and get a little bit more of your tunes?
Okay, my name is E-Flow 420, so you can search that on any streaming platform there is. It's iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. You can look me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. E-Flow 420 is where you can find me. I love my music, and I love anybody that loves my music. If you can really comprehend with the music, then I got a lot of love for you. That means a lot to me in my life.
So can you tell people what drives you for your songs and how do you write them and come up with them and the lyrics?
Sure. Well, first of all, it's past experiences and also motivational. From the artists that I listen to, Tupac and some other storytellers. Whenever I make music, I try to tell a story of emotions, and that's really where I get it from. Is just my past experiences, and sometimes I'll just listen to the beat, and I'll be honest with you, the beat speaks to me all by itself. I've always wanted to venture into making beats. Maybe something I would venture off into whenever I get further into the music or down the line. But whenever I hear a beat, I can almost hear the producer speaking to me. I know exactly what he wants said, and that's when I write my music. I do it like that, or I'll even try to get with the guy who made the beat actually, and try to scramble his brain a little bit, and sometimes to see how it meshes before I write the lyrics down. But I always give a good emphasis about it, and it takes time. I've written songs in a day. I've written songs, and it took months sometimes. It all depends on how I feel. When I get the burn and desire in order to write, I start to write. It's just something I love to do. That's my first and form of talent that God graced me with as a child, even to this day, is that I can always write. I can write stories and comic books and all kinds of stuff. My writing ability is I feel, is second to none. I really can't do that.
Totally, I get it. So I have a question. Who has been like your real support system through all of this, and like when you were ready to give up or you thought you weren't going to do this anymore, kind of helped you pick back up those pieces and figure it back out?
Well, first and foremost, would be, of course, God. God gave me a lot of direction, helped me get past a lot of my self-doubts. My father, Cruz Flores, he was also a really, really, really big believer. He bought me my first equipment, even though I didn't use it for almost 5 years. It just sat in the corner of my apartment. But he believed enough in me in order to buy me the equipment for me to start off with. And eventually I got doing it. That's how I made the music that I have now. I actually produced, wrote, and everything, all these songs myself, the ones that you heard even right now.
They're really good, though. Like, honestly, when I first heard them, I was kind of shocked. I was like, really? I wasn't expecting the flow to be so flow. And I like your name fits your vibe and everything. I was like, you know what, I really like this, the vibe that you bring. I'm like, I'm going to definitely ask him to join me and like come on. And
that's
like,
why I was really excited whenever I heard about it. I was like, well, it gives an opportunity in order to let my fans know or gain any opportunity I have to gain a fan. I don't care if it's just one. That right there to me is the most exciting thing ever. For somebody to, take time out of their day in order to listen to one of my songs, that right there is already enough in order to make my whole life better. Like honestly, the feeling that I get from gaining fans and people that really are supportive behind me is just the ultimate joy that I can have in my heart. I really feel like that's just the best thing. And especially whenever I'm on stage or when I get off the stage and from doing a show or doing a set, and I come down and I have a whole new person shaking my hand telling me, man, I really like your music, man. I really liked it, and and then they go on and on. They have the biggest smile on their face. And that right there that's my joy in life, is just having that moment right there.
So how old were you when you first started utilizing that equipment?
Well, I didn't. I'm ashamed to say that it went a little bit too far. I didn't start really cracking into that equipment until I was almost 20, 25 years old.
And how old are you now?
I'm 33 years old.
Okay, so it's been quite a while since you've had it and been able to master it. Would you say it was worth it?
The thing about it is I really didn't use the equipment until I was probably around, like, use it to make these songs, probably until I was around 30.
Okay. But
yeah, when I finally learned, because I had a lot of self-doubts. I did not think that I could do it myself. I didn't think I could learn it myself. I didn't know nobody. The way social media is today, this is the greatest, most opportunistic time in order for you to really, like, promote yourself as an individual. So if there's anybody out there that is chasing their dream or worried about getting their name out there, it is not hard no more. You do not have to sell tracks out of your trunk no more or something like that. You can just, you don't got to do that no more. You get on social media, you get on Facebook, you get on Snapchat, and you just start making videos and put your music on there, and people will follow it. Promise you, if you have it, people will see it, and they'll follow behind it. And so that's my message to anybody out there who's in music or doing anything in entertainment. Go for it.
So what was it that gave you the confidence to actually go for it yourself?
Well, first and foremost, I like to say that I'm the biggest critic I have of myself. Like I'm a huge critic. So there used to be a lot of videos that I used to make that I used to feel very embarrassed about. I didn't think that I could do that. I didn't think that I could freestyle. and anybody was gonna like it. You know what I mean? And so it held me back for a long time until one day I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna start doing this. And it all started on Snapchat. I started recording 59-second videos of me freestyling and putting them on there, and started getting a lot of feedback. A lot of people thought that was the realest shit. They were like, I never seen nobody freestyle like that on the spot, on a video. And I'm like, because because I have so many of them, it's freestyle, because there's just how many videos I've accumulated over my time. And it's just something about the beat. Like I just when I hear the beat and it starts to talk to me, I just get this urge to just want to say something. And I might rap about one thing one week, one thing the next. And but honestly, the feedback from the fans, from the people that I knew that I used to go to school with, or people that had already given up on their own dreams, they gave me motivation when they would hit me up and comment on me and tell me, hey man, dude, you're doing this. Oh man, I see you doing this, and man, it looks you're doing real good. And that was the extra push that I needed in order to let myself know I'm doing the right thing. And then I would pray on it all the time, and it just went further and further and further. And for a long time, it was just these videos that I had, just freestyle videos. I didn't have any music, and that's what's holding me back. I didn't have any songs, so I started making songs. I learned how to produce on my own. I got my computer, I got my microphone, and I just started to make these songs. I wrote a whole bunch of them. And I have a lot of material that's unreleased, a lot of music that hasn't even been put on a mic yet. I have so many songs that are written. I have big binders full of songs that, I just write and write for days. I have to shut myself down, actually, because otherwise I won't ever leave the house. And so yeah, that's my motivation in order to keep going.
So in the future, will we see you releasing or going through some of those things and releasing them, or are you just going to continue to produce?
For sure. Oh, without a doubt. I have so many plans for releases. Like I said, last year, about I would say around July and June, I went through a very hard time. I was doing my music and I was going to shows and I had a lot of things going on. And then I had my best friend, he committed suicide.
Okay. And
it really put a halter on everything that I had going on. It felt like everything just went to shit from that point. And I fell into a little depressional point. I cannot deny it. And I'm going to be a man and stand up on it. I let myself fall. And so now I'm picking the pieces back up from all of that. So that's what's going on right now. Like, I'm not going to give up. I know he wouldn't want me to give up. So, I just, from now on, from this point, I just strive forward in order to make it a real realization for not just for myself, but for them and for my mother as well, and for my brother who's locked up. And that's what I'm doing the music for. I'm doing it for everybody who can't live their moments of happiness no more. Now I'm searching for mine.
Well, I'm awesome to hear that, because I know whenever you have that drive that's for a better reason, like you're mentioning, you definitely go very far with it. But not only that, you realize all the positive things. Whenever you fall and you get back up and you're picking all those pieces up, sometimes we pick them up and now we have such a better plan for them because of the positive motivation behind the reason of why we're picking up the pieces, that it makes us a better person than what we were before we fell. So hopefully that's definitely your case, because that's kind of what it sounds like. So hopefully you're turning into like the beautiful little angel of whatever your dreams or goals we're to inspire to.
I really feel like that fall was all part of a spiritual plan. I really feel like that was something that I had to go through, because at the moment, maybe I think I just had too many people around me that really weren't there for me. And so when I lost everything, then the real people revealed themselves about who was really there. And so now I feel more confident in what I have and what direction I'm headed in, and I know who's really going to be there for me. So I feel like it was a gift in its own.
It definitely is, because every storm has its rainbow, and that's the rainbow if you can find it. And it seems like you found it. So I'm really happy to hear that you seem well together. You seem like you're very confident in everything you're doing, and that's going to take you very far. Your music, you sound very confident. Your beats are off. I love them, actually. Your beats are something I'm like, I wonder if I could sample that. Like, you know what I mean? They're awesome. I like them. So your vibe, I definitely look forward to hearing you more and listening to you on Spotify, where I found you at.
I appreciate that.
So, and over at the 420 Smoke Room right now, we have a couple different giveaways going on. For once we get to 100 members, we're actually a few members away. We have a $100 giveaway, and then today we have, just for being in the group right now, we have a $20 giveaway going on. Where that's the way you enter. You just got to show proof that you're in the Relevant vibe by a screenshot. If you're on another platform, you have to be on Relevant to enter. Both of those are Relevant only giveaways. So if you're listening or on another platform, you have to be in Relevant. And right now on WeedSpeek and Relevant, Wendy has a giveaway right now. And if you're live with us or listening, you can also comment right now on WeedSpeak and a random number, between 1 and 420, and you'll be entered into her giveaway. Now, I'm not sure what she's giving away right now, but she's always giving away awesome prizes, so I'm sure you can't go wrong by entering. And definitely, I look forward to hearing more. And everyone, check out E-Flow. He at 420. He's an awesome rapper, and he's upcoming, and he's definitely not going anywhere. That's for sure.
I appreciate y'all guys for listening.
You're welcome. Well, I'll talk to everyone later. Until then, bye.